The hell are you supposed to be? I'm vengeance.
Jade Cargill turns heel, guys. Welcome to the WWE Airwater Smackdown review for October 24th, 2025. Welcome to Smackdown review. We're just a week, about basically 8 days away from Saturday's main event. And some things to talk about on this Smackdown. No, it's not the last Smackdown of October. Actually, the 31st. Halloween's next Smackdown's Halloween, October 31st. But let's get into this. If you see what you like, please subscribe, smash the like button down below. Join membership if you want, please. All right, guys, let's get into this. So, yeah, the main story of this show, as you see in my title, the title of here in the banner down below, and the title of this video, Jade Cargill turns heel. So, as obviously with some reviews, we like to go in order. Usually like to go in order. But I'm going to do a little differently. We get the main story out of the way. But, yeah, so Jade Cargill, guys. Jade Cargill turned on Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton had a very solid match with Kiana James. Kiana James looked good in this match. She actually looked quite good in this match. She held her own against Tiffany Stratton. We all knew Tiffany Stratton was going to win. Obviously, CJ Cargill knew going to win. So Tiffany Stratton got the winner in a solid match. Obviously, it's not the opening Smackdown, but we got to talk about this, right? Right? So, Tiffany retains over Kiana. Not retains, defeats. It's not a title match. Defeats Kiana James. After that, Julia comes in. Her and Kiana do a beatdown on Tiffany. Jade Cargill comes to the ring, helps out Tiffany. First helps out Tiffany, taking down Julia and Kiana James. Offers her hand for a down Tiffany. Tiffany takes it. Jade helps her up, right? Helps her up. And then it pulls, and then all of a sudden, Jade Cargill out of nowhere clotheslines Tiffany Stratton. And now she lays a beat down on Tiffany for about 2 or 3 minutes. A couple kicks, takes it outside to the ring, just a beat down. After, she comes in the ring, and she clearly wants this. She's frustrated that she's not able to retrieve this over a period of time, that SummerSlam, triple threat match, whatever. She's frustrated, and it got to a boiling point where frustration took over, and she turned heel. And good, because Jade Cargill is a better heel than a babyface, and even in AEW days. This is the right move, in my opinion, to turn her heel. Supposedly Saturday's main event, they're going to have a match, right? It's Tiffany and Jade Cargill, and I think Jade will win that time. I think she'll win that time. But yeah, good on Jade for turning heel on Tiffany. We need a strong heel on the females on SmackDown. Okay, so yeah, that's the main story out of the way. I mean, she was caught up backstage by Kathy, asking her why do you do that? She's frustrated. Okay, now let's get to the actual show. So we'll skip this part of the review because I already reviewed it. So yeah, Jimmy Uso's on SmackDown backstage with Cody Rhodes. Jimmy Uso's come. He wants to get his hands on Drew for what he did to Jacob Fatu. You know, Jacob Fatu is going to be taking time away, right? So they will roll him off for TV. Roll him off TV last week, right? So yeah, Cody comes into the ring, and Cody cuts a promo explaining his actions last week, how it's very out of character of him to do what he do. Drew comes out, doesn't believe Cody, and starts talking about the Bloodline family, the Roman family, Roman Reigns' family, the Usos, and he says he doesn't like them. He gets personal with Naomi, and then so Jimmy out of the audience attacks Drew, right? And yeah, and then backstage, Drew's confronting Nick Aldis, right, about being attacked. then we get later on that's the main event of SmackDown's Jimmy Uso versus Drew McIntyre in the main event. And no DQ match, so weapons are allowed, no, right? So no boat breaks or disqualifications, right? So we got that, right? So that's the main event. But also, before we get to that, as Cody and Jimmy, we hear the MFT's music hits. So the MFTs are in a tag team action against the unlikely tag team duo of Wade Phoenix and Shinsuke Nakamura. So the MFTs got involved in their matches when Shinsuke challenged, obviously, Sami Zayn for US title, open challenge, back in Australia, I believe, yes, back in Perth a couple weeks ago, right? MFT's got the win here. Hikuleo got involved. The MFT's got the big win here, tag team wise. Okay. And then the next part was the, I believe, was the women's stuff, the women's thing, I believe. I just talked about Tiffany and all that. You got before that, Chelsea Green and Kaylee Ray confronted Julia about, that trying to recruit her. Piper Niven apparently suffered a career-ending injury, according to the reports. Okay. So, right? So, and Drew McIntyre is dead set on that he's not the one responsible for taking up Jacob Fatu. You believe him or not? I don't know yet because I'll explain later on in a live stream, but I don't know yet. We'll see. I mean, he's the most obvious. It's making it like he's the most obvious that he did it, but there's funny ways how he might be telling the truth. Like heels are supposed to lie, but I like heels to tell the truth when they're true, when they're telling the truth at times. Okay, so right, you get some backstage segments, right? Earlier in the day, Bayley at her home in the recorded a video that her and Lyra that she wants to challenge Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss for the women's tag team championships on Raw, vice on the Raw. And later on in the night, you get a backstage segment where they accept the challenge from Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Nia Jax comes in because she doesn't believe the Charlotte Flair Alexa Bliss's partnership is genuine, real, because she knows both of them from their history together. I mean, they go back a long time, NXT and the main roster, so she doesn't trust either of them. Obviously, she had her history with Alexa and Charlotte Flair. She doesn't really trust either of them. Obviously, she doesn't believe that their partnership is real, like their team is real. All right. What other things backstage? Carmelo Hayes talked about The Miz, a little bit how you respected him, stuff like that, but how that partnership derailed over time, and Carmelo is ready to move on. He got Kit Wilson. Kit Wilson will come out of nowhere and start talking shit about masculinity, toxic. He's calling Carmelo Hayes toxic. Carmelo Hayes is like, I'll see you in the ring next week. He challenged him in the ring next week. So, all right, guys? Yeah. And look, the matches are good. I would say the women's match is really good. But this match is really good. So backstage also, still backstage, Sami Zayn, who apparently is not cleared to wrestle, but was backstage, congratulated Ilya for winning the U.S. title. And to Ilya, how he's respected John Cena's, when John Cena used to do the U.S. Open Challenge. And Ilya, he decided to Sami Zayn pumped him up to continue that tradition, and Ilya agreed to continue that tradition, right? So he goes out and he uses open challenge for anybody. Then we get the Aleister Black music hits. Now, Aleister Black is teaming up with his wife, Zelina Vega, right? Zelina Vega came a couple weeks ago and help him defeat Damon Priest in the last man standing match. The fireball off to the eye, and then he cut a vignette last week. So they had a match. This is actually a good match. A lot of good near falls, athletic. It's like they know each other in the ring. I don't know if they wrestled before, but it's like they know each other in this ring. But they're technically everything was really, really good. This is actually a really good match. Just SmackDown, the matches, matches weren't bad. They're actually pretty decent. They're pretty good matches. Even the women's match, Tiffany and Kiana James. The Kiana James actually kind of impressed me in the ring because I haven't really seen her much since her NXT days, really. Because she wasn't used for like a year ever since being called up. But this match, Elia's good in the ring. Elia's tremendous in the ring. So is Aleister Black. And I like the story going in this. Obviously, the ending was Lena Vega got herself involved, got herself ejected, right? Match is going on. All of a sudden, Damian Priest's music hits, wearing sunglasses, and all of a sudden, Aleister Black's distracted. Damian Priest takes off the sunglasses, and you see some of the marks near the eye, where the fireball went. And Ilya finished off with the torpedo. I forgot what it's called, but the torpedo. He doesn't do the fist, but the torpedo, and gets the win. Ilya leaves, right? Ilya leaves. And Damian Priest, pissed off, goes, attacks Aleister Black, wants to put him through a table, but Lena gets in the way, jumps on the back of Damian Priest, and into her claws into her fingers into the eye of where the bird eye, and she managed to save Aleister Black, managed to get her and him out through the audience to escape Damian Priest's wrath. You got another backstage segment with Axiom and Nathan Nathan Fraser confront Ilya, and they're like, "Yeah, maybe we should challenge you. We should challenge you." And Ilya's like, "Oh, go ahead, challenge me, whatever." And then that's funny. It's funny. Johnny Gargano and Ciampa come involved, start talking shit to them. Axiom accuses Gargano for ducking and being, calling him a coward. They leave. All right. I think there's other things I'm leaving out, possibly. I'll try to top of my head. The main event was Jimmy Uso and Drew McIntyre. No DQ. 15-minute match. They used a lot of weapons. They used chairs, tables. They didn't use. They used a lot of weapons, but most chairs and tables, basically. They didn't use like a candlestick or anything like that, obviously. But this match, right? This match was actually solid. It was actually a pretty good match for the main event. Some good spots. The ending. Jimmy Uso thought he had it here with the Samoan drop to Drew through the table. Goes on the turnbuckle, was going for the splash, but Drew manages to get up with the chair, throws it in Jimmy Uso's face, hits him in the Claymore. Right, and then after gets the win and starts beating up Jimmy Uso. About a couple minutes left, Cody comes in to save Jimmy Uso, throws Drew over the railing and goes checks on Jimmy Uso, but Drew is not out. Drew comes in and takes out Cody Rhodes, drills him with the Claymore, and he poses to end the show. Yeah, it's not a bad SmackDown. It's a solid SmackDown. The matches are solid. I think SmackDown's starting to get a little better as the past few weeks. It's getting better. So I say that's what I believe. Now for the who attacked Jacob Fatu. I mean, obvious is Drew. I think it's two candidates, Drew or Randy Orton, but we'll see where Randy Orton, because I don't know if they're going to tease that story with Randy Orton. Are they going to tease issues between Cody and Randy Orton down the line? I don't know. Maybe they're trying to save that. But that's my SmackDown review. Jade Cargill turns heel, turns bad, turns on Tiffany, and she made it perfectly clear she wants the title from Tiffany. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, comment below. Thanks, guys.
Too sweet! Sweet! Too sweet! Too sweet!